Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where we have a really cool guest here today.
Well, thank you. Good morning.
Well, of course, and this is Patty, and it's Patty from Passion Works.
That's it.
Say that 5 times fast, right? Patty from Passion Works Studio in Athens, and we are going to be talking about some really cool things that they do and how you can get your hands on some of their really neat art and just everything about the studio and how you're making the world a better place.
Aw,
yeah.
thanks.
So I'll tell you what, Patty is here and we're getting her settled in. We got her some coffee.
Thank you.
She's happy now.
I like it
and we're going to tell you all about this beautiful flower and many, many other things. But first we have a message and then we'll be right back.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, and welcome back, everyone. And we are here once again with Patty from Passion Works Studio in Athens. And you all do such incredible things. And it's been so fun talking with you this morning off the air, finding out a little bit about the studio. But we're going to find out a lot more about it. So welcome.
Well, I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, absolutely. And I'll be honest with you, I had not heard of the studio, but I see when you brought this beautiful flower in that I've seen them all over Athens and the surrounding areas, so now I know where they came from.
All right.
And so tell us a little bit about yourself first, and then we'll get to the studio.
Well, I came to Athens in 1983 to go to school at OU, Ohio University, and fell in love with the region and made it my business to figure out how to live here.
Sure.
Right. And
what is it with OU? People come and they never leave.
I know a bunch of us.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And it's, it just feels good here, and you can be who you are. And I just really love living in Athens and in this region, for sure.
Very good. So what did you study at school?
I studied photography.
Okay, well that's kind of appropriate for what you're doing today. I suppose.
It helps.
So tell everybody a lot about Passion Works Studio. How did it come to be?
Well, back in the day, the Athens Mental Health Center was active, and so when I was a student, I volunteered there. And
okay, so like the Ridges.
The Ridges.
Yes.
The Ridges. Okay. And I would go up once a week, and then it turned into 2 times a week and 3 times a week playing volleyball and bringing people to town. And it was just, I really was really interested in the culture up there and and then I was invited to live at the mental health center my sophomore year. So in exchange for room and board, I lived in the hospital and really got to feel the culture and really kind of live it. And
sure.
And I just imagined what else could be done. What more could we do? Because back when it was started, there was a farm, dairies. There was all these things for people to do.
Okay,
be engaged in, and that had really. That was not happening when I was there.
It's quickly deteriorated.
It did. So Passion Works is basically a response to reimagining spaces where people with developmental differences or some mental health issues may be really welcomed. And the thing about the studio, none of us are certified in anything. We're all artists. It's artist created and maintained. And so I'm not interested in changing anybody. So it's not a therapy program. But what I can change is the environment.
Sure.
Right?
It's a place for people to belong.
That's it. Connection, purpose, and belonging. You're in. You get it.
Yay! Totally.
Yeah. So, if you like making dinosaurs, and that's your thing, then that's what you make, and then we respond to that, and we do more dinosaurs. Maybe we make a big giant paper mache one, or a painting, or a mural, and then we have, and then the space is accessible and welcoming. So when you come to visit us, the floor is painted, the walls with art. It's just dripping with puppets and flowers and joy and sparkly things. There's no reason for it to be austere. It's a friendly, welcoming space, and everyone's welcome to come in.
Okay, and even if you suck at art like I do?
I believe I can work you out of that mindset.
I would challenge you.
Challenge accepted.
Oh my God, it's on, you all. So I was in Columbus yesterday, and you said sparkly things, and I wasn't sure how I felt about this for a minute, but the longer the day went on, I came to appreciate it. I was inside a building on High Street, and I was standing talking to a girl, and she said, "Huh?" And I looked out, and there was a car, and they had totally bedazzled this car, and it was like they were calling aliens. It had alien stuff on it, but it had great big bedazzles all over it. It had I can't even explain to you. It was so funny, and we were both we don't know how we feel about that. And at the time, because I'm I hope that's not an Uber.
That would be kind of funny.
Wouldn't it be funny? I said, that was my question. I said, if that car pulled up and was your Uber, would you get in it? She said, I'd have to ask some questions first. But no, so I was I don't know. But anyway, as the day went on, I thought, those people are super creative and are just living their dream and probably driving that car around. It's awesome.
Yeah, I know the guy. It's Greg Phillips and Heidi Pilgrim, and he does the art car.
Okay.
And back in the day, I painted my car because
I think it's awesome.
It's just kind of funny, and then it's a story, and then you're kind of chuckling. It's making a giggle. I mean, what else do we need?
Right? Because life is hard and it's serious, and
It doesn't have to be.
Doesn't
have to be in every single moment. Work can be enjoyable. Work, our free time, we can have places where we find connection. We can use our time to make our community better. And if we kind of structure it so we can welcome people to help, then it's easier for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So tell us, when Passion Work, how long has the studio been there?
The name, and it really gelled in 1998.
Okay.
Yeah. But we did
a long time.
Yeah, so there were about 3-4 years we were seeing what could be before that date. But yeah, a long time. 27.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's amazing. And okay, so tell us how people can come to you. Mm-hmm. And you said everyone's welcome. Is this a free service? How does this work?
So the studio it's all about exploration and discovery. So we don't offer classes in the academic kind of way where somebody stands in front and tells, like that. We don't do that. We explore
that's not
material.
fun either.
No, people want to find their own way, and so we have art emergencies constantly. So the studio is open for you just to pop in. You can see the shop. So we have a store where we have jewelry and all kinds of upcycled clothing, bags, paintings. I mean, lots of stuff, and then you can see where the art is made and our production area. And we have a little scavenger hunt sheet, so you can go all around town and see the murals that we've made.
Whoa!
Yeah,
cool.
So that's fun. And then you can volunteer at the studio, and we have a volunteer sign up on our webpage. And Wednesday nights from 6 to 7, it's completely open for people to come in and help. It's an open studio time.
Gotcha.
And right now, this month of October, just a block and a half away from the studio, we're having a pop-up studio where we're making giant puppets and costumes for Halloween.
Well, okay, and you are in Athens, and when
We
you think
are.
of Athens, one of the top, probably three things that pop into your mind is the Halloween celebration.
Yay.
Love it or hate it.
Love it.
As you said, it's gotten some bad raps over the years, but it's a lot of fun. So tell us how you all get involved with that, because you said that you were making some things. That's awesome.
We are. We really wanted to learn how to make giant puppets because they're so wildly magical, and take so much attention.
Yeah.
So great. And so in order to do what we want to do, we kind of figure out sponsorship and support. And so we went to the university in the town and said, we kind of have an image issue. And Halloween is, just adding to the party school and the party town reputation.
I mean, let's just be honest. Everybody knows somebody that's gotten arrested or had some crazy thing happen during the Halloween celebration. So, yeah.
Right.
So I can see where that kind of goes hand in hand with the party school
So
thing.
we offered us, a potential solution.
Okay.
13 years ago, we said, what if we built a better Halloween? And there's a group called Learning Communities, and that's first year OU students. Mm-hmm. And so that's our major sponsor, along with Arts for Ohio, which helps students experience cultural events. And so 1,600 of the participants are first year college students. And they come in.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we have stations set up, and then they help build the components and the different pieces of the project. We talk to them about Athens, give them a chance to meet community members, talk to them about the studio and all these things. And then they are physically helping build this giant puppet parade. So their story's shifting. And then when we kick off the Halloween event at 5 o'clock on the Saturday before the 31st, and this year it's on the 25th.
Okay.
And when we started, everybody would skedaddle from town, right? Like the locals.
The locals. Well, they ran
And
for their lives.
It was
for lack
fun.
of better words.
It was. I've been to so many of them, and I survived. I'm good.
Yeah.
But now there are kids. There's kids programming early in the afternoon, and games and trick or treat, and then along the sidewalk of Court Street, it's packed with people watching the parade. So it evens out our community. So people of a certain age don't just leave, and it's everybody is 19 to 22. There's a balance. And when there's a balance, you have more, so we don't, so it just makes for a better experience. And then we have this colossal parade come through. We just go down Court Street, turn around, come back, and then we have a live band at Central Venue called the Wild Honeybees, and we have a dance afterwards, all ages, and it is a blast.
That is so cool. And that's the Saturday before
The 31st. That's
The
traditionally
31st.
where the block party lands.
Okay.
So this year it's the 25th.
Okay. All right. You just never know from year to year what day it's going to land on.
Yeah.
So it's hard to know.
Right.
Very cool. No, that's so neat. So giant puppets.
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, why not?
Why not?
Are they scary puppets or funny puppets?
They're funny puppets. They're very friendly, and we don't do a lot of scary stuff because we use the puppets all year round. So,
Okay.
So this year our theme is in the garden, and we're making a lot of gnomes. A lot of gnomes.
Okay,
And
that's cute.
flowers and fairies and vegetables. And we want to
I want to be a giant eggplant.
Okay. You see how that worked?
We're going to make it happen.
You have an idea and then you make it happen. And so we want to amplify all the good work of our farmers and our farmers market.
Yes.
So we're doing all this garden and fun, and then we'll be able to bring attraction to our farmers market and our local agricultural economy.
That is really good. As we do live in Appalachia, it's kind of our thing down here.
We're lucky.
Yes, we
Yeah,
are.
We are so lucky.
I've told this story a million times here on the show, but I can remember being, I went to school in Columbus and meeting friends there from up north or whatever and bringing them down here. they were just like, all you guys have is corn and cows and, like driving here. And I just was like, yeah.
That's
I didn't know that was weird.
we're always exotic to somebody.
I guess.
Yeah. Everybody's exotic to somebody.
It's so funny. Oh my gosh, the mountains down here. I'm like, well, no, they're really just hills. But okay, if you think that's a mountain, cool. But no, it is. It's just normal to us. Oh my gosh, there's a deer. I'm like, So let's celebrate it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. Okay, so so the puppets are being done. So what else do you all have going on?
Well, we are in the process right now of doing a 137-foot mural on the Habitat for Humanity Restore.
You told me that, and I thought you misspoke.
No, 137.
100
not inches, but a foot. Yeah.
7 feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there pictures of that on the website or anything?
They're on our Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
And
Maybe
I'm
we
happy
can
to
find
get
that.
them to you. And it's really adorable. So they're from drawings from our artists. So at the heart of our studio are artists with developmental differences.
Yes.
So the illustrations that people have made. And then we also work with Turn It Gold, which is childhood cancer and awareness. And so we want to celebrate with families during difficult times to kind of soften the edges, because cancer can be it's very isolating, and it can be, so
it's all consuming,
it is deep.
It's just very.
And so through Turn It Gold and Dr. Lynn Harder and the Storytelling Institute, Turn It Gold typically works with athletics. So the football team wears gold socks and ribbons, and just an awareness and playing for kids with cancer who can't play in this moment. And we wanted to embrace it too, and so we have a product line. So some of our flowers are just gold, and 20% goes to research. And then the Storytelling Institute also helps raise money for local families who are going through the process. And so Delaney came into the studio, and she's a sweet thing who was diagnosed with leukemia at 3, and she's 5 years old now. She's doing so well.
Good.
And she came into the studio and did some drawings, and so her sunshine is on the mural. Big and bright. And Andrew Bianco, who is another one of our community members who had a leukemia, his penguins are on. So we want to remember these kids and celebrate these kids as they're going through treatment.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of symbolism in the mural that you might know locally, but even if you're a visitor first time to Athens, you just look at it and think, this thing is cute. It's
absolutely
adorable.
Like, I'm looking at this and I'm instantly happy. Right?
Right. Because
Okay,
the colors
there
are
it is.
juicy. The colors are juicy. Oh, there he is. There's Dr. Harder. Yep. And that is, so it's really fun. And all the paint was donated by Eric Lucas on a Carpet One floor and more in Athens.
Thank you, Eric.
And
what a great soul.
Yes.
Oh,
and,
there we go. Okay.
Yeah. And he has donated paint to at least 6 other murals we've done in town. And we have a big, giant Turn It Gold mural in our parking lot at the studio. And he helped us with our first Turn It Gold mural. He's a lovely man.
Look at
and
that.
And a really, really lovely company. They do good.
Pictures of other murals that are finished.
Oh, you have other pictures of the other murals.
There's Larry's doghouse.
Larry's! Gotta love Larry's.
That was really fun. We got to go on a field trip and have some ice cream and taste some food.
They pay in ice cream and hot dogs, right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. And there's the deer on Carpenter Hall. And so
that's gorgeous.
That's just up Court Street and down around the corner. And so some of the folks who live in this apartment complex made some of the drawings that are part of this piece. So it was really fun to make a mural celebrating the people who were living in the building.
That are living there. Yeah. Okay, that is awesome.
Community garden. Yep.
So who actually does the mural work?
So the core passion work artists do the illustrations. Typically, it's theirs, and then we work with professional artists,
Okay.
our staff members, and Kirby and Tanner, and so different staff members will take all the different pieces and then design the
Gotcha.
mural, like on a piece of paper, and then put
Sure.
it on the computer, and then project it on. But we'll have
Whoa.
Welcome to Athens County. That's the Visitors Bureau. And then we'll, like with the mural that we're working on now through Turn It Gold, like the basketball players, volleyball, field hockey, soccer from OU, and the high school have come and helped paint the mural. So we want these to be community experiences as well. And then our artists, the core artists, come at when everything is like flat painted and beautiful and colorful, then they come in and
They
add
do the detail.
add
They do the
add
artsy
delight,
stuff. Yeah.
Add the delight. Yeah.
That is amazing. And you know, I one of the first things that I ever saw like really good mural work in person, my husband and I were in Cincinnati, and it was this like a little area of Cincinnati. We went to a brewery there, and every building around us had a mural on it. And and they were all different. Some were more serious, some were really whimsical and fun. And we were like, this is fantastic. Like, I mean, everyone can go to a place that has old buildings and somebody's redone the inside of it and whatever, but to make the outside come alive is just such a delight to see. And so what you're doing is amazing, because all brick buildings are brick buildings, right? Or whatever. A metal building is that, but to add like your own spin to it is.
Well, it's like the cars,
So fun.
right? Like,
Yes.
it's like we're not talking about all the other cars that were in Columbus that day. We're talking about that
No.
specific car,
The alien
the
car.
alien car. So you have a story, and what's really interesting with murals, I could see you light up talking about that memory
Yeah.
in Columbus. Like, oh, this was really special. Or I'm sorry, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
This is really special. And what murals can do is they can really reduce vandalism, because people
Right.
don't typically, touch them. They have respect for it. They
You hope.
increase property values around. They have a sense of placemaking. So then your culture and your community is bonded through this thing. There's all kinds of studies about how it elevates community by having murals.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Well, because I think they're inclusive of your surroundings, and typically they have a theme that has to do with the community,
Right.
or bringing people together, or kindness, or whatever it may be. I think that's why they are kind of bring people together. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about some of the art that people can, purchase, or that your people are doing there.
So one of the things
Oh, man.
there's our shop, that's our celebrating for Turn It Gold, and our window uptown, and that features some of the passion flowers that are Turn It Gold, and the passion flowers are made from upcycled printing plates from the newspaper. So we get the newspaper printing plates and we clean them because they have a bit of ink on them.
Do they, because they just go bad after a while, or how does that work?
Well, it's a photo process.
Okay.
So it's an exposed process. So it's an offset printing. So you expose the plates, clean them, and put ink on them, and then they go through the rollers, and then they print onto the paper. So once it's used with the photo emulsion on there, you can't do it again.
Oh, so that's like a one and done
It's
thing.
one and done.
Oh.
So you would then
I
take
had
that.
no idea
Well,
how that
they're
works.
Yeah.
You'd think I would. I work here, right? But
It's fascinating. So then that metal typically goes to scrap and is recycled.
I see.
That's recycling. What we're doing is we're upcycling. So we're
Sure.
adding value to the material. So we get that, and the design of the flower is to create as much employment as possible. So we get the metal, clean it. We have volunteers that give a base coat to the back. And then we hand it over to the core artists, and they're paid minimum wage to do whatever they want on that metal. And we work in tandem with folks with and without developmental differences.
Okay.
So if you came in and somebody did some art on it and you were a volunteer, you might come in and paint all the circles in. Or you might turn all the circles into sunshines. Like you respond to the last person who touched the artwork. So that's why it would give you a base of something to do, and it would make you feel more confident to come into the studio and respond to.
Because I have
what's
no
there.
confidence when it comes to
But
art.
we will.
You don't want to give me a paintbrush, I promise.
I do, though.
Okay.
I really do.
She's like,
I know.
I can see your little wheels turning.
Because unfortunately, I mean, everybody has a story of when their creative thread and interest snapped. And it breaks my heart when I hear it happened in art class. Or it hurt.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it really, and most of the stories come from there. And when everybody's making the same thing and then they compare it at the end, and, you know, Julie's the only one who's the artist, and so nobody else can be. And it's, we want to.
sad.
It is really sad because it's so much fun to make stuff. And it's part of our human, like, design, I believe, you know?
Yeah.
And so we just want to repair that thread and just, you know, I mean, as much as it could be making circles on something.
Yeah.
You know, and just enjoying the process and having community. So we decorate the metal, and then we have a press, and we have dies, and we cut out these custom shapes from, these were originally drawings by Carolyn Williams, one of the first passionwork artists. And we learned about how to take a two-dimensional object, which is like a piece of paper, into a third dimensional. And it's just a little slit at the bottom of the pedal, and then we make a dart, and then we screw the flower petal into.
Okay, is there anybody on the face of this earth that cannot look at that and smile? Like, seriously.
You're going to do our marketing.
Really?
Well, it
just makes you smile.
There have been studies done about designing for joy, and it's bright colors and round things. And I learned this after and I was like, I get it, because we want to design for joy. We want to design for happiness, for feeling good. And that has been one of our solutions. And we've sold over 40,000 of them.
Of these flowers?
Yes.
In different sizes or, whatever, but mostly this one?
Well, 40,000 for the small, medium, and large. This is a large. But we also have the deluxe and the mini and the jumbos. And I'm not counting those. So it's way more than 40,000. But these flowers have generated over 3.5 million in sales. And
that is so cool.
Isn't it good?
Yes.
It's so much fun selling stuff. But it's early on, when I was very green and new to working with folks with developmental differences, one of the things that people were, and this was people were referred to as being non-viable citizens. And it just crushed my heart. And it's like, who gets to be viable and who isn't?
What non-viable citizen came up with that?
I know.
Term.
And so it made me think, like, who gets to be seen as viable? And if it's people participating in the economy, then if we just create the evidence of that, then we will have an easier way of being in our own communities. Mm-hmm. And so the first million that the studio generated, I was like, woo, that's done. But you just have to keep going. You just have to keep going. Yeah,
you don't just say, well, over.
No, and the 3.5 is just the flowers, not our other products.
Yeah, right.
So that is done. Our artists, the artists at Passionworks Studio, are so woven into the fabric of our community, known and seen, and we are uptown Athens. Yes. We are uptown, and that's on purpose.
Right in it.
We're right in it.
Yeah.
And if there's a pawpaw festival, we're decorating it. If it's Nelsonville Music Festival, we love decorating it. Homecoming parade, we want to have the brightest, shiniest float possible, so that people can be comfortable with I am not exaggerating when I say that some of these folks are the best of us. Mm-hmm. That's the best.
Sure.
And to not be included in typical society, everyone misses out.
As a non-viable
citizen.
Right.
Yeah,
So we changed that language, and we're artists. We're
Thank
artists.
God.
And the studio, we're an independent nonprofit, so we can, we have people come in from West Virginia. And we have on Wednesdays from 6 to 7 we have open studio, and a lot of families come in because it's a place, like if they have a child with autism or a different ability, they're welcomed and they can have a social event and be comfortable and welcomed, and not like try to keep their kid in a certain way. And it works beautifully. It really, 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 really does.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
I'll bet, because art's something that can bring people together.
Yes. We got a note from a fan.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
Oh. Tell us about your partnership with Jackie O's.
Jackie O's. Well, it's kind of it's in its very early phase. We're going. I think I don't know. It's
Okay.
supposed to be a secret, but that's the design. Thank you, Jackie O's. We love Jackie O's.
Who doesn't love? So, okay, just my background. We own my husband and I own the brewery here in town.
Oh, all right.
So 6 Cents.
All
Yeah.
right.
So we're really good. We know all the Jackie O's people really, really well. So that's
Yeah.
really awesome. So you're partnering with
We're
them.
partnering with them, and November 8th we are. So that's a graphic of thinking about what's going to happen. It's not the actual design of what's going to happen.
Sure.
So art, art.
Yo, I know art.
And so November 8th, an event, a class at Ohio University who's putting on an event. They're studying how to do events. They're putting on an event at Jackie O's, and we're going to celebrate this new line.
Okay.
We're busy. We're busy in
I
Athens,
think
Ohio.
so. Athens is such a melting pot of ideas and values, and it's really a cool town. And I get why people come and don't leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's so funny. My husband and I laugh because before Art bought the former Elevator brewery in Columbus, long story. Jackie O's bought an old brewery in Columbus. They remodeled it. It's like fantastic. It's so cool. It's absolutely stunning. And so you go there though, and you're like, anywhere else you go in Columbus, you don't really see like Athens people, but you go there and it's like, where have these people been? I haven't seen them like in Columbus before. And it's like, but you can just tell because everybody's like just different, and not everybody's different, but like it's a different kind of feel.
No, I'm tracking you. I agree.
It's so funny. It's like they come out of the woodwork. I live in Columbus now, but now I got my Athens fix. Right. So, but no, I think that Athens is such a really cool place, and if you haven't spent time there, you need to.
Yeah.
And you need to come to places like yours that make it what Athens is.
Yeah, and there's so much. There's Casa right across the street from us, Salam. I mean, there's some really great restaurants.
There are.
Kennedy Museum is beautiful. The Dairy Barn, that Southeast Ohio History Center, gorgeous. Mount Zion Baptist Church is under construction, and that's an incredibly important historical piece. The Armory just opened.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
At the top of Court Street, it's that building that's been like closed up for 40 years. It was the old Armory.
Okay.
And they just had their grand opening last week.
So what is that? Like, what is it?
It's going to be an event space and
Oh,
a shared
cool.
workspace in the basement.
Okay, that's neat.
Yeah.
So Casa has always fascinated me as somebody that's been in the restaurant business for 100,000 years, because if you've never been to Casa Nueva in Athens, it's all employee owned. It's such a unique structure.
Yeah.
And they work it. So like the employees own the restaurant and work it.
Right. They can invest in the restaurant, and then some can just be employees. So there's different levels, and it's
wild.
They just celebrated their 40th anniversary.
And it's really good if you haven't been there.
It's that I don't know anything more Athens than
I know.
so Athens.
100%. 100%. Okay. So, all right. So let's talk about, because, obviously this art is very important, but you have all of this art that you want to sell it and let people enjoy it, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So tell us some of the other things that are for sale in the studio, and how do people come to buy things and all of that?
Well, you don't even have to leave your home. We have a webpage and we ship.
Well,
So that's passionworks.org. And
we'll put that in the comments.
Oh, you'll put that in the comments? Thank you. And so you come in and we have greeting cards. I'm going to go around the studio so I can imagine it.
Great.
We have all kinds of greeting cards that are developed from the fine art that we've made and some graphic design. And then
Love it.
we have the Turn It Gold line. We have fine art paintings up, ornaments, little teeny weeny pins and magnets of the flowers. We have jewelry. Oh my gosh, the jewelry is stunning.
Okay.
So we gleaned some of the drawings that people had made, worked with a visiting artist, Lucinda Moran, and she translated the drawings to silver. And so we have little
that's
charms. So we have new ones. We have owls and mushrooms, and oh my gosh, they're so great. And Amy one of the staff is just an excellent designer of jewelry making. And we were making everything out of silver, and now we're making it out of bronze. And it looks, there's a white bronze,
that's
a yellow
cool.
bronze, and a gold bronze. And it looks like silver, but it's half the price. So we
Love
want to...
that. How does that do with skin and all that? Are there any reactions
I'm sure there's somebody
Somebody.
somewhere, but
That's
I hear
allergic
it's
to it.
fine.
Okay.
Typically, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. It's not like copper. You might be thinking of copper where it
Yeah,
turns
where you turn green.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
good.
yeah, that's not good.
No, we don't want anybody green.
My name is not Kermit. I do not want to be green.
No.
Yeah.
So, and we have handmade bags and upcycled clothing. So Tina Kelsey in town, she sews for us at home. So we have a lot of cottage industry as well. So some of our employees don't work in the studio.
Gotcha.
So Tina sews at home, and we glean all kinds of material from Rural Action and the thrift store, and then we add components that the artists have made and designs and patches and things, and she just makes some of the cutest patootists. So
Love that. So like clothing. Yeah, I saw one day a girl, and she had the cutest jeans, and she had taken an old scarf that like her grandmother had given her or something, and she'd made put the panels in her jeans and made these ginormous bell bottoms out of
How
the
70s.
Yes.
Love it.
And I was like, those are the cutest. Where did you get them? She said, I made them. And I was like, of course you did, because, But but it was meaningful to her because it was, like an old scarf that her grandmother had given her.
Yeah.
And she had just cut the jeans and added the panels, and they were so cute. So I can see where all of that stuff would be really adorable.
it's adorable, and it's fun, and it has a story.
and it's unique, one-of-a-kind stuff.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
As are all of these flowers.
Right. So all the flowers, so the shape is basically replicated. The color palette stays the same, but all the textures and the color combinations. So no two flowers are alike, but you know what the essence of what you're getting.
Sure. And you said off the air, so we need to say this on the air, that these are coated and painted with house paint, so they can actually go outside.
Yep.
Because I can just see this hanging on a, outdoor bar or just your front porch, where welcome. Look at my house. It's so pretty. It's a happy place to
It's
be.
a happy place. Come on in. Yeah, and we have garden stakes, so that like a stake that looks like a plant stem, and you just put the flower on the top and boop, pop it in your garden.
Of course you do.
Product development is not a problem for us because we're always, we have to kind of put the brakes on it because it's like we do one-offs and we do one-of-a-kind things, and then some things get into production. But what's interesting is that when you're always working through the creative process and you're looking for what people love to do. And the design of our product line is the material stream. So all the byproducts from industry and then interest and talent at that intersect is our design. So our workforce is incredibly productive because everybody's doing what they love. And our semi-wee little flowers, our 3-inch flowers, are made on a base that is a Louisville Slugger bat nub. So when you make the Louisville Slugger bats, it's on a lathe, and then you have to cut off the nubs on either end, and they're discarded.
Okay.
But it's like really strong wood, obviously.
Sure,
it's a
it
bat.
has to be.
And we put the petals together and the little stamen and zip it down.
All right,
and
I just
adorable.
have to. How on earth did you get hooked up with Louisville Slugger bat nubs? How does that happen?
My friend Susan Deloy was at the Louisville Slugger Bat Museum. She's like, Mitchell, can you use these things, these little nubs? And I'm like, heck yeah. Bring them home. Bring them home. So she brought tons of them home. I didn't know what we were going to do with them. But then Wendy Miner was like, oh, look, we can do boop. And I'm like, awesome.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
I'll bet. Is it exhausting, though, having all of these artists together where your minds are just like going to town all the time? Because creativity breeds creativity.
Yes. It's exciting. It's exciting. And the thing about the studio, it's a collaborative studio. So of our paintings and our artwork, 2 to 8 to 12 people will work on any one thing. So
Okay.
we're a team sport when it comes
Sure.
to art making, right? And so that creates and we want to attract people who are kind and generous and love to collaborate. Like, and are okay to hand off their thing and see what happens when the next person touches it.
Yeah.
And so when one person is successful, we're all successful.
Sure.
So it has a good vibe in the studio, and
Love
we
that.
cultivate that.
That's a good attitude to have. We should all have more of that. Well, very good. Pete's here to do some news, but I did want to give you kind of the floor and just let you, what are your visions for the future? Is there anything you need from the public? What do you need? What are you thinking?
Well, we need people to be friendly and familiar with the studio, and to come and think about the holidays with us. We're
What great gift items.
We're really good gift items.
Yes.
And we're a nonprofit, so we welcome donations and of objects as well. Like right now, we're looking for a lot of lampshades and beads and buttons and sewing notions. And we have a list on our Facebook or webpage.
Okay.
But that, our studio is your studio. And we share our model. So if you wanted to start something in Jackson, we would help you do that.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah.
So we've shared our model nationally and internationally. We've just finished
Really?
our 12th project in Indiana, and we've done projects in Chile, all through Chile and Alaska, and throughout the country. Because our unifying factor and truth is that every community across the globe has citizens with developmental differences.
Yes.
And we can do better by them.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, you are exactly right. Very good. Well, thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you. And thank you for Eric Lucas and Carpet One and Floor and More for
Right.
supporting our mural projects and this opportunity to come here.
Oh, it's been our pleasure to have you here today, and come back anytime.
Just give me a call.
Okay, that
right.
sounds good. All right, and again, Patty from Passion Works Studio. If you haven't been there in Athens, please visit, and also please check out their website for all of the fun things that they have to offer and how you can volunteer or help.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we do have another message or so, and then we will be back with our good friend Pete Wilson and some news.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
All right, and we are back with our good friend Pete Wilson and the news.
All right. Well, very good.
I was really sad she took that. Oh, no, wait. She laid it over there. Do you think I can
Oh
steal
my
it and she
gosh.
won't notice?
Look at that thing.
Aren't they so pretty?
Boy, whoever did that, my gosh, they definitely are creative and artistic.
Oh, yes.
I am so jealous.
I know.
I like the look. I can't do, but I like the look.
That's what I said. She begs to differ on that. She says she can make artists out of all of us.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, once again, it's in the eye of the beholder, right?
I agree with you.
That's what I always got by with in first and second grade when my cutout never got put up when the parents came.
Same.
One of 4 kids in the whole class. It was never got over that.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, I want to tell you about some things coming up tonight on the news side and on the softer side, but all worthy of attention. The Jackson City Council was supposed to have met last Monday night in a special meeting to consider contracts for the demolition of the Memorial Building, of course, which is a big deal in Jackson, and also a separate contract, I guess, for the extraction of the limestone so they can use the limestone in the new building, and there is a connection between the old building and the new.
Yes.
Okay, they weren't able to meet on Monday evening due to an illness of one of the participants. They have rescheduled that meeting. It's going to be tonight.
Okay.
So at 7 o'clock at the Jackson City Council chambers, if you're interested in that process and where it goes from here, you're certainly able to attend. It's a public meeting. It is a special council meeting, so it won't be a full agenda, but they've set it up so they can take care of some carryover things, any and all business relating to council. So, but the big thing will be the demolition contract. And so we should know tonight, and we'll tell you tomorrow, maybe a tentative schedule and the contractor for that.
Okay.
But I do know the city wants to move ahead on that because it's a 2-part deal. Taking down the Memorial Building at 145 Broadway, then, of course, replacing it with a brand new building that will serve the city's needs better and allow for some of the other city operations to move back in there. Just a new building. This building, of course, 1936 vintage and just not quite adequate anymore, although, you hate to lose a historic building. So we will definitely tell you about that.
Okay.
Also, want to remind you, Red Letter Evening in MacArthur, because of the Maud Collins mural dedication.
And it's done.
It's done. People may have seen the finished product there on Facebook and website. And, of course, Red Thompson Jr. will be there to see it, take pictures, and see what they have to say about it. I know it's a real positive thing for Vinton County and MacArthur to celebrate history. Also, they're always interested in generating outside interest for tourism and like that. Being right next door to the Hocking Hills, they see the potential for that. And so, there's that element of it too. But as far as when it'll happen, Amanda Mason, who is the director of the Vinton County Department of Tourism, AKA Discover Vinton County, has set everything up to where it's going to be a nice event with just more than just a dedication ceremony. The dedication ceremony itself, 6 o'clock on the courthouse steps.
Very
of course,
cool.
The new beautiful mural of Vinton County Sheriff Maud Collins, the first female sheriff in the history of the great state of Ohio, is on the west wall of the courthouse, so it'll be right there. That is the wall that faces State Route 93 if you're driving on that, which is also Market Street. So, if you're driving through MacArthur, rubberneck a little bit and don't miss that.
That's right.
So, that's tonight on the courthouse steps. Everybody can come. There's going to be associated activities from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. There's going to be a reception after the dedication ceremony that's going to be at the Vinton County, not the tourism office, but the Vinton County what do they call that? It's going to be at the Vinton County Visitor Center, which is actually on Main Street. That is a different building where they will have the reception. People are welcome to go there. There are also going to be vendors set up. You know, they were invited to kind of be out on the street to take advantage of this. Looks like the weather is going to be decent tonight. So we'll be reporting on that in the paper this weekend, and we'll try to let you know tomorrow how that went. Tonight on the streets of Jackson, certain streets of downtown Jackson, because, you know, we've got construction work. And Jennifer, I know that you've watched this from your close view there at the restaurant there on Portsmouth Street, but it is amazing what the Chamber of Commerce has done with Trunk or Treat on the downtown streets of Jackson
my
in
goodness,
just several
yes.
years. Here's a couple scenes from last year. I was just wowed by some of the decorations that people came up with.
People go all out for it.
Right. Yeah. This fella, this 12-foot fella, was definitely looming over Broadway last year. And do you recognize where those folks are from, Jennifer? Certainly you do, don't you?
I think I do.
Tell me then.
Would that be our friends from the library?
It certainly is, and you know who they're playing. They're playing off
The
the
Wizard
wonderful
of
Wizard of
Oz,
Oz.
yes.
Right. They were all dressed up. I'm not sure they'll be back this year or they'll be doing the Wizard of Oz, but my guess is they'll be participating. And first of all, the kids can go and get treats, all right? I mean, that's something. Trunk or Treat is maybe as big as Trick or Treat now.
Oh,
and they're
for
all over
sure.
the place. You know, the kids their teeth will rot out if they go to every one of them.
I know, right?
But anyway, Trunk or Treat tonight on the streets of Jackson from 6 to 8 p.m. Obviously, there's some work taking place on some of the downtown streets, particularly Broadway and Pearl. So I think they're going to shift things over more towards Portsmouth Street for the Trunk or Treat this year. So even if you don't care about the candy, take a stroll through the streets there and see what some of the people are doing. And the merchants and vendors that come out, the organizations, boy, they go all out on the decorations.
They
Last
sure
year
do.
they did a prize for somebody. I think Carrie.
Carrie did Ice Snuggle, or
Yeah.
well, whattever she is now.
Right. I
Whoever
know
she is.
we date ourselves.
Yes, we do.
From high school, but Carrie with what'd she call her?
Future Look, yeah.
Future Look, right? I
Thanks, Liv.
believe that her group, including her kids who were involved,
they did
in
win,
that
yes.
one. And I would not have wanted to judge that. I don't know
No.
whether the Chamber's going to do that this year, but you know, it would be quite an experience. Once again, that's 6 to 8 p.m. on the downtown streets of Jackson, the Jackson Chamber of Commerce's Trunk or Treat.
Yep.
On the memorial building, I want to go back to that really quickly. Our good friend Randy Heath, former Jackson mayor.
Yes.
He kind of keeps to himself a little bit now, but he's still there, still thinking about his old hometown. And he, of course, in his younger days was a journalist, worked for the papers and the radio. And he also is a historian, not just for sports, but for local historian too. And he kind of impersonated Bob Irvin and did a tremendous job writing a feature story on the history of the Memorial Building. Now, you and
that's
you
fascinating.
and I have grown up in Jackson, but my gosh, he came up with things that I didn't know.
Really?
You know, when I was reviewing his story, but it is going to be a huge spread, over 2 pages in Saturday's paper.
Cool.
We've already got that far with it, with some pictures and like that. And so that'll be well worth reading, especially if you're a townie and you have some sentimentality towards the Memorial Building.
Right on.
All right, speaking of buildings and transition, in Vinton County, of course, one of the big things going on there is the construction of the new Rio Grande Center that Randy Evans is doing. That it takes to see the walls are up and you got bricks and everything there, so it's coming along.
Heck yeah.
Randy Evans doesn't mess around with his projects, and that of course is out on the west end of MacArthur, near Campbell's Market in the Cherry Lane development area is what they call it. I think it's just past the high school out there. But it is being built so it should be able to open in time for the next school year, the 2026-27 college year. But wrapped up in that is the fact that the MacArthur Center, as they call it, which is the branch for the University of Rio Grande Community College, is now in this building right here. That is the old Vinton County High School that was first built in 1913. It's been added on to since. And of course, the high school is all out of there now. Of course, they built new buildings too. But that serves as the district office right now. And 20 some years ago, the Vinton County Local Schools allowed the Rio Center to be located in there, so there could be a branch, and so they will be moving out of there to the new building whenever that occurs. And so transition in the old building is taking place. And at the last school board meeting, this was discussed. District Treasurer Erica Zinn made some proposals, and one of those was for the Treasurer's office to move upstairs and to move around some storage to other areas. And one of the decisions that the school district leaders will have to make is what to do with the remaining space there. Now, there are, I think, 3 different sections of the building. The original one is the 1913 building. So now that is going to be closed off. When they did some roofing projects on that building, they didn't re-roof the old section, which may be a hint that maybe it's not going to be around forever.
Sure.
They didn't want to invest in that. So no formal decisions have been made on that, but that is some of the musings that are going on behind the scenes on what to do with the building. But the district office will remain in there. They will shift around. They will have more room to work with for the things that they do in there. I don't know whether you've been there yet, Jennifer. I could kick myself that I haven't been there yet, but A.L. Terry has a new vintage and antique section.
Super
there it is.
cool.
You can see A.L. Terry's building to the left there. This is not in that building. It is in the next door building where Hummingbird Music is.
Right.
And you can see that with the green shingle and everything that he's put up. But in that building, A.L. Terry, and there's a look at some of the exterior of, or the interior of what he has in there. As you can see, there's lots of stuff. There's going to be historical stuff. There's going to be a lot of antiques that have some historical significance and value in there. And he has been a collector for a long, long time. There's A.L. Terry. He's such a nice, smiling guy right there. He's inviting you in to see what he has. He expects it to be ever-changing because he's going to sell stuff and put new stuff in there.
Sure.
He looks for antiques. He has historical things that I think he's maybe not selling, but they're there on display.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure, but I know he has some things that I think he probably wants to keep. There may be some things that he's had that he's willing to sell, but it's definitely worth a look in there. It's kind of new. It just opened here at the 1st of October, and right now they're saying that it will be open. It will be open from 10 to 5 Tuesday through Friday. Now, those hours may change and they may be flexible based on somebody being willing to be there because, it's not in the same building as the jewelry store.
Right.
And so A.L. Terry or his designate needs to have time to be there.
Yeah.
It could be that maybe if you're in the jewelry store, hey, could I go see they might do that. So, they're testing it out, but it is open now.
Sure.
And definitely worth a look-see. We hope
Very
to have
cool.
a story with pictures in our Saturday paper, but I guarantee you it is definitely worth a look. Okay, so what else do we have to talk about? I want to tell you about some construction projects that are going on in Jackson and Vinton counties. This is out on the road. You may have run into these, but we'll give you a warning if you haven't. And some of these are maybe intermittent. Maybe they were working on them and then they're not, but they will again. But there's a number of resurfacing projects in Jackson County. State Route 93 between the village of Oak Hill and Sternberger Road, that would be north towards Jackson. That resurfacing project is ongoing and will be going on till sometime this fall. Not a particular date announced for that.
Okay.
State Route 776 resurfacing down in Scioto Township between Graham Road and the Pike County line. That will go on till sometime in the fall. State Route 788 resurfacing, that's between Fairgreens Road and State Route 93. And I know the county is working on a major repair project as we speak there too. So definitely some disruption on Fairgreens Road, but it'll be worth it when it's all paved again. That's
Sure.
that will be until the fall. Then on State Route 139 between Ralph Riggle Road and Vaughn Street, that will come basically into town. One lane will be maintained with flaggers. The estimated completion date is the fall. So, and then the other one is US Route 35 resurfacing. This has been taking place since early summer, but it's still not done yet. And that is between the Gallia County line and Orpheus Road on the far east end of the county. So in all these, the road is not closed, But when they're working on it, it'll be one lane
Yep.
with flaggers, so you should be able to get through. In Vinton County, there's a couple to tell you about. State Route 677 and State Route 278, it involves both routes. ODOT reports that a resurfacing project is taking place between State Route 677 and Creek Road and on State Route 278 between US 50 and State Route 56 in Hawking County. One lane is closed. Traffic is being maintained by flaggers. They expect to have that done by the end of the month. A little bit more specific on that completion date. Then this is one that a lot of people are running into. It's the State Route 93 resurfacing project between the Jackson County line, which is just before you get to Hamden, of course, and all the way to MacArthur. That one is supposed to be done on November 1st. They actually named a date on that one.
Oh, okay.
And in all cases, traffic is, the road is not closed, but it'll be one lane with flaggers. And, maybe for a week or whatever, maybe nothing's going on, but then they'll start back again. If ODOT's information is current and correct, that's what we're dealing with out on the highways here before winter sets in.
There you go.
Tomorrow, of course, is a football Friday night, so we'll give you the update on that. We'll give you the update on some other sports. Some of the other sports teams are in tournament play, and I can tell you already, I know we don't have the Apple Festival anymore. I know we don't have the Ohio Hill Country Festival, but there is a lot going on in October. Maybe not 3 or 4 day festivals, but the weekends are very busy.
Very
We'll
busy.
tell you about some of the many things going on this weekend. So don't tell me that nothing's going on, because it is.
There
Don't
you
tell
go.
me there's nothing to do.
You got it.
If you can't pick out something to do, you're just a fuddy-duddy.
Exactly. Yeah, Pete said it.
That's right. I didn't call anybody a fuddy-duddy. I was careful.
There you go.
Right.
I
Just
like
in
it.
general.
Yeah, just blanket statement. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you to Patty from Passionworks Studio for stopping by. What a delight she is, and the studio is just an incredible place. So
Well, she's excited about that, isn't she?
Yes.
I noticed that. Just this
very passionate.
radiating enthusiasm. I love that.
You got it. I'll tell you what. Have a great day, everyone, and we will be right back here tomorrow on Friday. So have a great day. Bye-bye.